Another recording. So once again, I will right click and say breakpoint, insert breakpoint, and then I will say debug, start debugging, just to demonstrate that this is really taking place. So this is the line of code which is about to be executed, and when I say step into debug, right, step into F11, you can see that the control gets transferred to our copy constructor, and yes, indeed, it does get invoked, and we're about to execute it. So let me just use this sort of like shortcut. So what happens here is that the terminator is being constructed, and it has its own pointer. In this case, we're creating a new integer directly in the constructor itself, and we're creating brand new integer, and we say here if this another pointer is there, is not null, so it supposedly points to something usable, then grab the data from the another one and copy the data to this new integer. So what to demonstrate it here, where's my let's keep this in view, right, and let's demonstrate it. There's a little painting here, a scratch pad. Let me sort of like erase this, make sure we're have a clean demonstration of it. Okay, so what happens here is that in the scope of main has its own local scope. We construct Alice, right? So Alice is right here, a little 3D object here, which is constructed, and now we're constructing Bob. So first, memory is allocated for Bob. But then we say, well, you know what? Alice was initialized to point to an integer. So Alice is pointing to an integer, which, by the way, stores like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in memory, right? So some value is stored there by the main program. So it's an actual dynamically allocated integer. And Alice has a pointer to it, right? So Alice right here has a pointer. Bob also has a pointer, but the copy constructor is invoked, and the copy constructor actually creates a brand new integer, manufactures its own integer, and then says, let's take a look at Alice. So Alice is accessible through another reference. This is a reference right here, right? So we say, all right, let's examine Alice, and if Alice points to real integer, which means that if another MPTR, it's basically another way of saying if another MPTR does not equal null, something like that, or does not equal null. This can be abbreviated to more common use of saying if another pointer is not null, is not 0, right? Then what we do is that we simply grab this value, and using indirection, because we're dealing with pointers, we're basically making a copy of this, and so now it has 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 as well. So then, of course, we come back to our main function, and now nothing else really happening here, but the destructors are invoked as well at the end of this program. So this time, each time delete terminator, the constructor executes, basically we'll be deleting this one first, because Alice will go out of scope, and then we'll be deleting this one. So the Bob will be going out of scope and saying delete, right? So now we'll fix our problem. So some demonstration on this. Well, hopefully I can save it.